The Battle of Cowpens was a pivotal fight in the American Revolutionary War, marking a significant turning point in the conflict. It took place on January 17, 1781, a date that would be remembered in history. The location was a grassy field in South Carolina, a seemingly ordinary place that became extraordinary. This field was known as Cowpens, named after the cattle pastures that once occupied the land. Cowpens was near important roads, which were crucial for movement and strategy. Control of these roads was important for both sides, as they provided vital supply routes and strategic advantages. British forces aimed to control the South, hoping to quash the rebellion by cutting off resources. They wanted to stop supplies from reaching American troops, which would weaken the American resistance. The Americans were outnumbered at Cowpens, facing a formidable British force. However, they were determined to fight for their freedom, driven by a fierce desire for independence. The outcome of this battle would have a major impact on the war, boosting American morale and altering the course of history. Leading the American forces was Brigadier General Daniel Morgan, a seasoned and respected leader. Morgan was known for his courage and tactical skills, which had earned him a formidable reputation among his peers and adversaries alike. He had a plan to outsmart the British at Cowpens, a plan that relied on his deep understanding of both his own troops and the enemy's tactics. On the British side was Lieutenant Colonel Banastre Tarleton, a young and ambitious officer. Tarleton was a bold and aggressive commander, known for his relentless pursuit of American forces and his ruthless tactics on the battlefield. He led a force of British regulars and loyalist soldiers, a well-trained and disciplined unit. Tarleton was confident in Spurgenchan. His wise troops, believing their superior training and numbers would ensure victory. He believed he could crush the Americans with a swift and decisive attack, underestimating Morgan's strategic acumen. Morgan, however, anticipated Tarleton's moves, using his experience and insight to devise a clever counter-strategy. The stage was set for a clash of two very different military minds, each confident in their own approach. The outcome would hinge on strategy and cunning, with the fate of the battle resting on the shoulders of these two leaders. Morgan cleverly positioned his troops on the sloping field, using the terrain to his advantage. He had a deep understanding of British tactics. Having studied their movements and strategies extensively, he knew they would attack with a frontal assault, a common tactic they relied on for their perceived superiority. Morgan's plan was to lay a trap, a cunning strategy that would exploit the British overconfidence. He placed his best troops on the second line of defense, ensuring they were well prepared and well armed. These troops would hold back at first, maintaining their position and waiting for the right moment to strike. This would draw the British in closer, making them believe they had the upper hand. In front, he placed a line of militia, brave men ready to face the initial onslaught. He ordered them to fire 2 volleys and then fall back, a tactical retreat designed to lure the British further in. This would make the British think they were winning, boosting their confidence and making them less cautious. The trap was set. Morgan waited for Tarleton to make his move, knowing that patience and timing were crucial to the success of his plan. So, as expected, Tarleton's troops charged with confidence. They thought they had the upper hand. The militia fired their volleys and then retreated. The British, feeling victory was near, charged forward. They walked straight into the trap. Morgan's main force unleashed a devastating attack. The British were caught off guard. They were surrounded and overwhelmed. The tide of the battle turned quickly. Tarleton's army was routed. It was a decisive victory for the Americans. Cowpens would be remembered as a turning point in the war. The Battle of Cowpens was a huge morale boost for the Americans. It showed that they could defeat the mighty British army. The victory also hurt the British war effort in the South. They lost many men and supplies. It forced them to change their strategy. Cowpens helped turn the tide of the war in favor of the Americans. It was a key step on the road to independence. The bravery and skill shown at Cowpens would never be forgotten.